This is the world record speedrun for the Outer Worlds, completed in 10 minutes and 32 seconds. And today I'm going to attempt to break that world record. The only difference is that I have never played the Outer Worlds. So you may be asking yourself, how is this even possible? This guy is a joke. He's probably still living in his mom's basement, eating Hot Pockets and drinking Mountain Dew. He has never felt a woman's touch and is just playing video games to distract him from the reality he lives in. And although mostly none of that is true, what I do have to help me is my hours of studying runs, guides, and my notes. Lots of them. So with absolutely no genuine experience, we need to familiarize ourselves with the buttons and remap anything I need for later in the run. But after getting familiarized, we go to create our new character. Story. There oddly enough are some speedrun things to do when creating our character. We get to set some attributes and skills that are mandatory for the run, such as here. We need to take away points in these categories and then put the points in these categories instead. Because, you know, nerdy reasons, okay? And then same thing in the skills category. We need to put some points into dialogue and stealth for nerdy reasons. And then next we need to select our aptitude. We select this one for, you guessed it, because it doesn't matter. After randomizing our character and using the only obvious name, obviously Steve, the run officially begins. And this starts, we're gonna skip this cutscene. We wake up in an ODST drop pod where Sir Phineas Wells is talking about how he was really craving a Big Mac and fries. Just kidding. I skipped the cutscene, so I have no idea. As soon as we land, we are in a foresty, rocky crevice that we just need to run through. We use very small speedrun tricks here to try to get to this guy who's struggling to exist, it seems. He gives us a gun as quickly as stores do in the United States. Then we run past all these enemies till we get to the old Unreliable. This isn't a joke. That's the actual name of the ship, is Unreliable. After getting inside, we talk to Ada, who looks like they belong in the Emoji Movie. She's essentially our version of Hey Siri for our ship. God, I hope all your phones just stopped and said, mm-hmm. Like, no, Siri. I said, hey, seriously, I need to get out of my mom's basement and get a real job so I can stop eating Hot Pockets and maybe finally touch a woman. Not, hey, Siri. But after talking to Ada, we level up and get the Cheetah upgrade. This upgrade gives us a permanent 20% sprint speed increase. That might help us with this speedrun. After leaving the ship, we have to do some massive brain speedrun tricks. We need to run past all of these enemies, climb this mountain, traverse these trees, till we get to our new location, which just gives us our next fast travel spot. Yeah, that's all that we do here. We now follow the objective, which takes us to Edgewater, which I thought about looking up on Google, but with the weirdos we have on the internet now, I figured I wouldn't. We run to this elevator, which has some standard elevator music, but every run I watch mentions something about the music.
Wonderful elevator music precedes death.
The cannery and ride the elevator up, being sure to appreciate the elevator music along the way.
Are you gonna appreciate the music? It's great.
Then we talk to this bowler hat guy who tries to pawn his daughter off to us. As tempting as that sounds, we deny her for speedrun purposes. We now fast travel to our previously obtained fast travel location and start using some very important speedrun tricks. This goes fast, so bear with me. First, shoot this barrel twice, then turn to the left, jump the fence, and enter this door. Over here. We fall down these stairs, enter our next room, grab this stimulotion for personal reasons. Open this door, run past some enemies while turning on these switches. Then we need to crouch at this door and leave. Then turn around and go back inside. So why we did that, and our next trick, is because we need to access one of these terminals. But we can't access a terminal while in combat. So we crouched at the door and left to de-aggro all those enemies behind us. After re-entering, we turn to the right, jump to the door so that way no enemies hear us, so that way they don't know we're here. Except this one fucker that caught my ninja moves. But after accessing the terminal, I forgot what dialogue sequences to use and I had to flip my notes around. But after getting that, we run back out the door. Very important here, go to the left, and then fast travel back to Edgewater. We need to upgrade more into our dialogue for nerdy reasons. Then we use the stimulotion. So I'll be back in 15.
15 minutes later.
But seriously, the stimulotion is used to give you another speed boost. Me accessing the menu to use this 20-second buff isn't really worth it, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So what we did do in the previous section was we took power away from Edgewater. So we talked to the bowler hat guy one more time, then steal their power regulator. We fast traveled to the Unreliable, where we put the previously stolen power regulator into our ship. Talk to Ada and she does something to the ship. I honestly have no idea because we don't get cutscenes. I think we put the ship in the atmosphere because our next step is to fly to Groundbreaker, a ship in space, which is a terrible name for something that's supposed to fly in the air. After arriving, we have to go through customs, which is just as easy as it was pre-2001. This is where the speedrun gets sloppy due to my lack of experience. I have to run down these stairs to hide in this specific corner and lockpick this safe, which I couldn't because I forgot to level up my stealth. That's a quick fix. Just upgrade my skills. Then, I think I stole the correct item. I'm really not sure. Then we run to this guy with a sick mustache and then some dialogue. After that, we use our ship to fast travel back to the planet, but to a new location that doesn't exist. I think I messed something up. I don't like this. We revert to an old save that was before we went through customs. So just as easy as pre-2001. Again. Down the stairs. Upgrade our skills. Hide in the corner. Actually take the right item. And go talk to Sick Mustache. Okay. But this time everyone is shooting at me. So we go again. Through customs. Like pre-2001, am I right? Go down the stairs. Upgrade skills. Hide in the corner. Grab the item. Then talk to Sick Mustache without getting shot at. Pulled up our study guide this time because I didn't write down the buttons to press for the dialogue sequence. So after figuring it out, we can go to our ship, go back to the planet, and to the new location. Perfect, so we got it to work this time. I don't know what went wrong with that, but we got it taken care of. We run inside, have to go through security like it was pre-2001. All right, no more of that joke. It is incredibly, inconsiderate and just disrespectful, and I just can't believe I was making that joke. All of that, and there's just nowhere else for the joke on the timeline. So no more of that joke, okay? I guess let me just... But we go up another elevator, enjoying the music, and then start the biggest skip of the run. This skip is what made this game possible to speedrun. We need to get into an office in this building. And traditionally, this is like an end game area and would take hours of gameplay to get into. But just like a creepy stalker girlfriend, we try to pickpocket his phone, then we run away till his facial recognition opens the phone, in this case a door, and then we lie to his face about it. And boom, we are into the next terminal. After getting back to our ship, we go upstairs to grab this disguise modular, just to go back to the office area, use the elevator to go down this time, then we'll run out the building. We enter into the hotel from The Shining and start the most difficult part of the run. Okay. Remember that we are in an endgame area while I explain this next section. We enter into this room, which is heavily guarded by enemies, but the problem is that we need to use an elevator with great music, but it is currently on the bottom floor. And we need to grab another disguise modular that's hidden in a locker in this locked room on the side. So everyone is super high leveled. I need to wait for this elevator to come up. Then I need to lockpick this door open, get into the locker, steal a modular, heal myself with an inhaler. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. And then get down the elevator without dying. After just a couple attempts, we do eventually get through, and somehow we didn't get stuck in this room. Come on! We need to do a save load while listening to this phenomenal music to avoid listening to a dialogue sequence. Okay. When we get to the bottom, we need to follow the yellow brick road before our disguise runs out. After just barely making it, we break the game. Jesus. Enter this terminal and steal this container, keeping all these experiments alive. Up a different elevator with even better music, and out the hotel we go. We fast travel to our ship, ignore Ada, then travel to Phineas's lab. We talk to him for a split second and run into the only dialogue section that is not skippable.
I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this.
I was hoping to play this game and have no idea what happens, but clearly that didn't happen. Back to Unreliable to travel to the last section of the game, the Hope. I'm pretty sure this is the last ship that can take us to Earth or something. Honestly, don't listen to me because I have no idea what is actually happening in this game. But we need to launch the ship, and it's heavily guarded, which is why we got our disguises for this very section. So just like boarding a plane pre-2001, we walk right through, passing every guard in our path, hack this terminal, grab this like nav card thing, then use this elevator that just has amazing music. You guys need to hear this sometime. We wait a second for our disguise to come back, then we go and have Ada launch the ship. Completed the game in 23 minutes and 48 seconds. Time. 23 minutes, 48 seconds. Which puts us ranked number 57th on the leaderboards. And if you're thinking, there's no way this loser actually got to this point without playing the game before, well, you'd be correct. I did have one other attempt at this speedrun, but there's a good reason I showed you guys the second run. This is what the first run looked like. Oh, that was it. That's it. So yeah, this was my second attempt, but I promise I've only played these 2 attempts. But before we said goodbye to the game, we needed to thank the people that put this massive 24-hour long game that I beat in 25 minutes with great storytelling that I didn't listen to and great level design, which I skipped most of. I just want to thank the game directors, Leonard Boyarsky, Timothy Kane, made a great game. I spent so much time playing it. Designer director Charles Staples, can't forget about him. Production director Eric DeMilt, can't forget about him. Environmental art lead, the environment was my favorite. Terry Keys, you did a great job. The art was amazing. Nicole Evanich and Kathy Nichols, and yeah. Characters were great. James Chi and Dan Platt, good job. Environmental artist, back to it. Jason Lewis, Gerardo Orzogo. Additional environment stuff, Sean Dunney, Alexander Wynn, Rachel. Lighting was great by Brian Leloux. Lelou, actually, sorry, it was French. User interface was great by Glenn Latier and that person. Weapons were great by Ken Lasaint. Yes, thank you. Audio, it was that elevator music by Justin E. Bell. Magical. Area designs, the areas were great by Mark Soskin. Soskin what? Additional area design, more area design. There was a lot of area designs. That's what I learned out of this. User interface designer, another person, Kylan Coates. Good job. Producers, there we go. This is what we're talking about. Eric Daly, yeah, he does do it daily. John Lee, that's the smallest name you can possibly get. Joseph Thon, good job. Additional production, Chris Parker. I don't know what else he additionally did, but he did additional production. That's what I learned from that conversation. Graphics programmers, Michael Edwards, Timothy Truesdale. Honestly, they probably had a tough time doing this. Good job, guys. Really appreciate you. Quality assurance by Doug Avery and Ian Mc. Yeah, good job, guys. Operation studio head Fergus Ukehart. Yeah, good job. Legal counsel. Always got to have those legals, guys. Jeffrey W. Ross. Don't forget the W. Head of development, Justin Britch himself. That's right. Everyone knows Justin Britch. Yeah. Recruiter, the guy that got everyone in here, Jason Tucker. You did the best job, if we're being honest, because you got all these other fuckers involved, Social media manager, Shyla Schofield. I feel like you did a good job. I kind of remember seeing this stuff. Organizers, Justin Britch. Again, back at it. Caleb Diaz. Dude, you guys are fire. And then some thanks. Don't forget to thank me. Where's my name?